Hello students, welcome to school. Today we are going to learn something new in grammar. So let's start with our grammar. We will see what is a subject and a predicate. A subject is the person or thing that is doing an action, or the person or thing that is the focus of the sentence. A subject may be a person or thing, means what the work or the action they are doing. Suppose dancing, playing, all that action that is done by a particular subject. So that is the subject. A subject may be noun, a pronoun, or anything. Then what is a predicate? A predicate of the sentence is that part that contains the action. Means the predicate is the part which contains the action. The action that is done by a subject is called a predicate. What is a predicate? A predicate of the sentence is the part that contains the action that is done by a subject. Now we'll see what is a subject. The person, place, thing, or idea that the sentence is about, and the subject is always a noun. So, the person, place, thing, or idea that the sentence is about is called as subject, and it is always a noun. All subjects are noun, but not all nouns are the subject of the sentence. Means all subjects are noun, but all nouns are not subject. Now we'll see what does a predicate contains. A predicate contains verb and the phrase that describes the subject, or that tells us about the action that the subject has done. Now here you can see that sentence have two parts, subject and predicate. The subject is the one who or what the sentence is about, and the predicate tells what the subject is. For example, the big green frog jumped across that log. So here the big green frog is a subject, whereas jump across the log is a predicate. In this sentence, you can see that the frog is big and green. So it is about the frog who is the sentence is about, and what he does is the predicate. Means it tells what the subject is doing. That is the action of the subject. So the predicate is jumped across the log. Then my sweet grandmother wore a blue dress. Here my sweet grandmother is subject, whereas the predicate is wore a blue dress. Here wore is a verb and a blue dress is a phrase which shows the action that the subject has done. So the subject is related with the predicate. Now we'll see the third sentence. The old shack blew over in the wind. Here the old shack is subject, whereas blew over in the wind is a predicate. So we have learned parts of the sentence. Every sentence has two parts. A sentence must be a complete thought. Then subject of the sentence is the naming part that tells who or what, and the predicate begins with the verb and is the telling part. Most of the time the subject can be found at the beginning part of the sentence, means at the starting part of the sentence, or it may be in the middle or at the end of the sentence. Now we'll see some more examples of subject and predicate. Mr. Smith took a walk. Here subject is Mr. Smith, whereas predicate is took a walk. The dentist pulled out a tooth. The dentist is subject, whereas pulled out a tooth is predicate. Subject verb agreement. In this, the subject agrees with the verb. That means a singular subject will agree with the singular verb, whereas a plural subject will agree only with the plural verb. A dog is a faithful animal. Here, a dog is a singular subject, so is used as a singular verb, whereas Jenny and Rita are playing together. Here, Jenny and Rita are plural subject, so we are using ARER as plural verb. What is a subject verb agreement? Subject verb agreement means your subject and verb must match or agree in number. If you have a singular subject, then you must use a singular verb, whereas if you have a plural subject, then you must use a plural verb. This is called as subject verb agreement. For example, one dog is sitting on the grass. Here, one dog is subject, whereas is a singular verb. One dog is a singular subject, whereas is a singular verb. So, is agree with one dog. Two dogs are sitting on the grass. Here, the subject is plural. Two dogs or more than one is called as plural. So, here two dogs subject is plural. So, we are using verb are as a plural. Here, two dogs are sitting on the grass. So, when the subject is singular, we use singular verb. Whereas, if the subject is plural, we are using plural verbs. Here we can see when the singular subject it agrees with a singular verb, whereas plural subject agrees with a plural verb. The dog is a singular subject and it agreed with plural verb chases. Here we add s to the word chase, and in plural the dogs chases the cat. Here the dogs is a plural subject and we remove s from the verb to make it as plural verb. Hence, singular subject goes with the singular verb, means singular subject agrees with the singular verb, whereas plural subject agrees with the plural verb. This is subject verb agreement. Verbs: run, sing, cook, laugh, read, jump, dance, pull, draw, hope are all the verbs that are used in the sentence. There are some verbs which are called as helping verbs. Am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, shall, will, should, would, then be, being, been, do, does, did, they may, might, must, can't, could. These all are the verbs that are called as helping verb, as they help the verb to complete the sentence. They are called as helping verb. They help main verb to complete the sentence. They are called as helping verb. Now we'll see modal verbs. Modal verbs and their types. Can and could. They show the ability. Can means you can complete the work or you can come to school. They show the ability. Then permission. Can. You can come to school, or can I have a glass of water please, means you take the permission. Then comes should, means advice. You should complete your work on time. Might, may, could, can. It can be also a possibility, means he can complete the work or he may come to school. It shows the possibility of doing action. We'll see some auxiliary verb. I am sorry for what I have done. He is a great all-round player. You are never too old to learn. He will not play volleyball. He has bought some tropical fruits. Our guests have arrived. All these are the verbs that are used to complete the sentence. They are called as auxiliary verbs. Some verbs are used for past tense and with the pronoun. I was, you were, he was, she was, it was, we were, you were, they were. These are some of the verbs which are used in the past tense form with the pronouns.